Hi, I'm Mary Kate at the Bellevue Arts Museum, and today we are going to be making some recycled material coral reefs. So first things first, you'll probably notice that a lot of the materials in this piece of artwork would be really damaging to the ocean if they found their way in there. So we have like plastic bags right here, we have straws, we have a lot of single-use plastic, and heck, there's even a wall of trash right behind me. So I'm giving you some really creative ways that you can reuse these materials into artwork so that it can stay out of the ocean and out of landfills. So first thing I like to start with is a cardboard base. So I collected this from a shipping box, but you could also use maybe a box from maybe some breakfast cereal. And I have it cut down to this smaller size. This is just gonna be how big my little mini coral reef will be. Let's see, right here I have a bowl that I decorated. I added this little piece of foam kelp just to make it look a little bit more interesting. And I'm gonna glue this down to my base. One thing that I like to think about when I'm making art is how different things are different heights. So I like to think that when you have things kind of at multiple heights, it adds more visual interest. So that's why I added this bowl so I could stack things on top of it if I wanted. Some of the other materials that I have today, I have some pool noodles. There's a lot of pool noodles behind me. We got these are all pool noodle scraps that were recycled and given to us. So I'm just gonna glue these two noodles down. I think they're really fun. And it reminds me of summer vacation. So I got, let's see, a pool noodle there and a pool noodle there. One other, let's see, we have these coffee filters in our classroom. So these are just like the really big ones that maybe you could use to make some other crafts as well. Today, I'm just gonna color this one. And if you're feeling really crafty and you have some time on your hands, you can use washable marker on here and kind of like take a glass of water and stick your finger in it and flick at this, and the water will kind of cause the marker to run and look tie-dye. So if you do that, you'll have to wait for it to dry before you glue it on. So I'm not gonna do that today. I'm making this in the art museum right now. And if our registrar, Andrew, found out I had water in here, I'd get in big trouble. So I have this, I'm gonna glue it down. One thing that I like to think about when I'm building a coral reef like this is where maybe my imaginary fish would go because they like to use these coral reefs as homes. So I like to make lots of like nooks and crannies and crevices that the fish could swim into. One of the other materials we had laying around in the classroom was an old plastic grocery bag. So I've colored that, hello. And I've colored some of those and bunched it up in a similar way to the coffee filter. So that's just another material you could use that you find around your house. So I got those down. And then another material that we have in our classroom in abundance are single-use plastic straws, which I know are really bad for the environment. But we purchased these for a jewelry craft a few summers ago, and we haven't been able to use all of them. So rather than throwing them out and possibly having them wind up somewhere that they shouldn't be, I've been kind of working my way through them with crafts. So one thing I like to do with them is use a toothpick and stick it into that pool noodle and just kind of slip the straw on there. So I'll do a few of those. Another technique you can see here is I hot glued them onto the cup. So I've been using Elmer's glue, but you can also use a glue stick maybe, or a hot glue gun if you have one of those at home, and maybe some grown-up supervision. And that's about it. You can collect, I would encourage you to go on a scavenger hunt through your recycling bin and through your kitchen to find things that would otherwise end up in the trash and try to use them for your work of art. And that's it. Thank you. Ta-da!